Fox Business Alert, au revoir, Côte d'Ivoire. The oars came out and the horns were up. Norway striker Erling Haaland scoring the winning goal to defeat the Ivory Coast in the round of 32 World Cup match at the Dallas Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Team Norway joining in the celebrations with fans after the 2-1 win over the Ivory Coast, performing the now infamous Viking Row. Norway now advances to the round of 16, where they will face off against Brazil this Sunday at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. No other team has really captured the hearts of fans and, yes, Americans more than Norway. Did you see this? To the tarmac at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, where the country's national soccer team was welcomed by Dallas police officers who performed the Viking Row, right sitting there on the tarmac, which of course has been taught to the world by the thousands of Norwegian fans who have spread out across the U.S. That warm welcome all World Cup fans have experienced here has turned into a competition of sorts. Who's the nation's friendliest World Cup host city? According to a study by the New York Post, international tourists here for the tournament have ranked New York City #1. James, can you believe it? Yeah, New York City, #1 most friendly. Boston comes in #2. That's the shocker. I lived there for 3 years. Nobody even waved to me. Followed by Philly, then Seattle, and then Atlanta. While visitors are raving about America's hospitality, they're also spending billions of dollars along the way. FIFA and the World Trade Organization estimate the World Cup will boost global GDP by $40.9 billion and U.S. GDP by $17.2 billion. Who's managing all of that spending? Payment processing and commerce tech firm Shift4 is powering retail and point-of-sale payments at every World Cup venue across the U.S. and Canada. Joining me now on a Fox Business exclusive, Shift4 CEO Taylor Lauber. Taylor, that study from FIFA also showed that of the estimated $17.2 billion in revenue for the U.S., nearly $2.5 billion comes from food spending and $1.5 billion retail. And the World Cup is far from over. Where are you seeing the primary transactions?
So there's a ton of commerce going on right now as a result of the World Cup. We see a lot within the stadiums, as you'd expect. Unlike some of the typical American events, we see a lot more on merchandise within those stadiums, which is something that's really interesting to see. Fans are clearly buying a lot of merchandise to bring home from the events themselves. But what's most notable is the spending around the arenas themselves. So we've seen increase in restaurant spending in host cities that is somewhere between 20 and 40%. Around the events of the games themselves, and obviously an increase in hotels as well. So it's very apparent in the experience economy that we like to power, and we love to see it.
So let's talk exactly for viewers who aren't familiar with Shift4. It is a publicly traded company, multi-billion-dollar market cap. And tell us exactly what you guys do. You are that point of sale in many cases, and your products are, say, for example, when the waiter comes up to you and says, "Would you like to pay?" and he holds up that technological box.
Yeah, sure. So if you think about your typical payment experience at a restaurant or the software you need to run that business, you need a tight integration between your operations, your business, the things that your guests are ordering, your patrons are ordering, into the kitchen, all the way through to payment processing. And we provide all of that. But what makes Shift4 really special is now put that restaurant inside of some of the largest hotels, resorts, and entertainment venues in the world. And we connect all of those revenue centers together. So an experience like the World Cup, it's not just about going to the game and maybe buying a beer. It's also about buying your ticket in advance, maybe getting a voucher, using that for a free piece of merchandise, all the way through the dozens of revenue centers you can interact with. And that really makes us special. You mentioned it earlier, but we power about 75% of the stadiums in every sports league in the United States. And to get a sense for kind of the demand for these services, we were in 0 stadiums 5 years ago, and we have that kind of market share today.
Wow. That is really impressive. And I'm so interested to know, depending on which teams are playing in certain cities, can you tell which fan base spends the most money?
I can confirm the rumors that the Scots drank Boston dry. That was very apparent in our restaurant data. Certain cities a little less enthusiastic, but again, every fan base is a little different. And what's obvious to us is that merchandise is a huge theme, kind of wherever a game's being played, and groups getting together in these host cities to watch the games, even if they're not in person at restaurants, is a big theme.
So you can't tell us who's cheap. Which fans are not spending?
I do know, but I'd rather not share.
Oh, okay. I can't venture to guess, but I think I know. All right. Well, let's talk about the large events that you do outside of sports and the transaction fees that you charge. I mean, you guys are making money, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. So we generally participate in a piece of the transaction, but the majority of that goes to the card schemes and the issuing banks. So we charge a fee on top of what an issuing bank for a Visa card or something like that would charge. Generally, a fixed fee above that to process the transactions. It's how we make the majority of our revenue, and obviously, then increased spending in the verticals we serve best is great for our revenue.
What does being involved in the World Cup do for your brand?
For us, it's just an awesome showcase. This is the most in-demand or on-demand payment processing that customers could expect. It is lots of commerce during a very specific point during breaks in the game. It needs to work every single time. And just the variety of revenue centers that you can experience walking through a stadium like MetLife, in the New Jersey area where I live is powerful. You see us connecting all of those revenue centers. You see the payments working every time. And you see increasingly our ability to support lots of different payment methods from around the world, currency conversion. And again, consumers want to be able to interact with a merchant regardless of where they are in the world in their home currency in a way that feels natural. And merchants want to be able to accommodate that. And we deliver all that for them. So there's no better place to see that than an awesome fan experience.
You've got, well, they call them peers. I call them rivals or competitors. You've got Fiserv's Clover and Toast. How is it that you are sort of grabbing such a big piece of these live events?
So it's really a mission we started on over 10 years ago, which is we're going to focus very acutely on big businesses that have lots of revenue centers. There's lots of good products for, single vertical SMB, and you mentioned just a few of them. But when you think about the merchant that needs to accommodate similar workflows, but across dozens of revenue centers, lots of different experiences, think about a hotel. It's not just about the check-in or the online reservation. It's about the spa, the golf course, the parking garage. And the hotel operator doesn't want dozens of different deposits with dozens of different fee schemes and contracts, et cetera. We can deliver all of that connectivity across thousands of different software suites that they might use to run their business under one roof. And as you can imagine, making life easy for those big, complicated merchants attracts a lot of SMBs back to Shift4 in return.
Well, I can tell World Cup's been very, very good to the stock. You're up 26% over just the last week, and you've had a great month, although when you stretch it out, it's been more of a challenge. How do you keep this momentum going, Taylor?
So we've been focused on a long-term vision. This is the benefit of having a founder who built our business, ran it for 28 years, and I'm just kind of picking up the torch from there. One of the things that's most exciting about what we do is this theme of software-connected payments doesn't really exist throughout the rest of the world. So our mission throughout 2026 into 2027 and beyond is to deliver these vertical products across as many geographies as we can. And we are in 75 countries we weren't in 2 years ago, but just getting started in those countries. So there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic.
Great to have you, Taylor. I love these kinds of stories. Real commerce, American company. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Jared Isaacman was the founder of Shift4, and he, of course, now runs NASA. So kind of a smart guy. Oh, my gosh. Good to have you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Bye.